Today, Buzz returns to the familiar blue and white confines of Chapel Hill, not as a player, but as the head coach of the opposing Appalachian State University Mountaineers. So get set for a black and blue reunion as Buzz Peterson's Mountaineers take on Bill Guthridge's top-ranked Tar Heels next. Welcome to the Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where today it's an intrastate battle in non-conference play by two teams and two schools in the same university system. North Carolina, ranked #1 in the country against Appalachian State. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Steve Martin. Along with me, former Duke and West Virginia coach Bucky Waters. And, of course, you played in the conference, too, so Buzz Peterson's got to have some special thoughts going through his mind as he comes home to coach against his alma mater.
Well, they didn't recognize his name or his game. They got bumped from a hotel here in Chapel Hill, so he's got to know real quick. Whatever he did in the 80s, don't count much today. The Heels are not in a very good mood after College Park, and that's the key to this game.
And if we look at the key to the game, what does Appalachian have to do, really, to stay in this thing early?
Well, first of all, don't look up, because if you look up in this place, these banners can paralyze you, and that they don't need. They need to play with confidence. Secondly, they need to take defensive chances because they can't play the Tar Heels straight up. They're not strong enough inside. So look for some traps, things that generate some transition offense. Carolina, they can't look back. You know, College Park is history. Next week is a mystery, and they got to come out and make the Mountaineers pay if they're really unhappy. They can't undo what's already happened.
When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups, and we'll be ready to tip it off shortly here in Chapel Hill. The Mountaineers of Appalachian come in and take on #1.
Favorite sound, saxophone. Favorite date, Sunset Cruise along Lakeshore Drive. Ideal car, one of those off-road things you climb into. Not in this life. These are the new Buicks. Smooth driving, smooth riding. Cars that conquer not the jungle, but the road. The new Buicks, real power, real comfort, real style. Isn't it time for a real car?
Suppose you're good at something, say making people look good. So you start a company and it grows. But then before you know it, you become a part-time accountant and financial manager. Not what I had in mind. Well, NationsBank has services designed for businesses just like mine. High-speed fund transfers, revolving credit lines, direct deposit to pay my employees. So I can get back to what I'd rather be doing.
The coming of age of the adolescent grizzly bear. A strange rite of passage where they cry out for their most primal, urgent need.
Heaven help us if they ever learn the Macarena.
Pepsi, Generation Next.
The legends of ACC basketball. This is where they begin, with determination, commitment, teamwork, and pride. These are the same values that are at the heart of BellSouth. Over the years, many ACC basketball players joined the BellSouth team from their ACC alma mater. Roger Mayhew, BellSouth.net.
Allison Woodard, BellSouth Interconnection.
Al Hartley, BellSouth Telecommunications. Whether winning against the competition at their college or winning in business with us, the ACC and BellSouth make a championship team.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by Buick, by NationsBank, by Pepsi, by BellSouth, by Dodge, and by Budweiser.
Welcome back to the Smith Center. Buzz Peterson, Bill Guthridge. They were on the same team once. They're opposites today. Let's take a look at Appalachian's starting lineups now. First of all, this is a team that really goes without a center, more or less. Tyson Patterson stirs the drink out front. The leading scorer is Kareem Livingston at 12.2 points a game. 4 of these players in double figures. For the Tar Heels, it'll be Mactart Jai getting the start today with Jamison, Carter, Cota, and Williams in the backcourt. And that's how they'll stack up here in Chapel Hill. We'll have the tip-off from the Dean Smith Center, Appalachian and North Carolina. And it's your way next.
Food Line's been sponsoring ACC basketball now for 15 years.
Hey, mister, what's this food line you're talking about?
Here, let me show you. Hey, look at that.
Man, he's strong.
Pull on in, fellas.
Wow, what a layout.
Hey, check out these prices.
Hey, want to see something fresh?
That's 3 points.
Okay, guys, time to practice.
Hey, man, let's see you do that again.
Only this time, let's go to the beach.
Food Lion, extra low prices and more.
This isn't just a car. It's a sign of how far you've come. So if it gets damaged, who do you want on your side? At Nationwide Insurance, we guarantee that your car will be fixed just the way it should be. Because we wouldn't have it any other way.
Nationwide is on your side. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear just as long as you stand.
Peace of mind from Buick LeSabre. Is there anything more heartwarming than the day a son comes to work for his father?
I don't even want to be in this stupid business.
Oh, that's right. You want to be an author.
You see what he does, Tyler? Just because I want to write.
I was thinking, you guys could sell a ton more inventory if you use the internet. And all you got to do is write up a little catalog page like that.
So?
So you can write it. Each one of these clubs has got to tell a story, right?
Jerry vigorously grasped the driver in his hands.
Of course, you don't have to do it, right now.
Well, these two teams have met in basketball only once, never here in Chapel Hill. North Carolina won the matchup in 1940 in Boone. There's Buzz Peterson from 1982 to 1985. He was in Tar Heel blue, and of course, Bill Guthridge suffered his first loss, but I don't think he put the suicide watch outside his office. He's all right.
It was the first sign at all, Steve, that he thought this job was tough.
Yeah. Well, it's been an interesting ride for the Tar Heels this season. They've started off strong. Here are our officials, Elton Steve, Carl Blair, Ray Natilli, and we are ready to go here in Chapel Hill. Ty Garner beats Shimon Williams to the tip, and Appalachian has the ball. Clad in their road black with gold trim. This is Garner out front. In the post, it goes to Marshall Phillips, junior college transfer. Kareem Livingston with the fade. And recovering the ball in the corner, it's going to be Tar Heels ball as Antoine Jameson was able to knock it off Marshall Phillips.
I was a bit facetious at the open there about looking up, and that Appalachian really needs to focus on playing and not looking at the great arena and all of the underwear that's hanging up there. They got to come to play, and they need a good start.
And Vince Carter, ball looked like it was touched on the rim, but Carter gets credit for two, and the Tar Heels score first. Here comes Patterson. He'll take a shot right off the top. I'm not sure Buzz approved of it.
Well, Appalachians had a hard time scoring in the half court. They're small, they're quick, and they're deep. If they can score, I think we'll see some pressure to try to keep the game between the circles. No way they contend with the Tar Heels down on the blocks.
Antoine Jameson makes it 4-0. Ty Garner takes it now to Adderley, Canadian native out of Ontario. This is Patterson, the point guard out of Winston-Salem. Adderley finding Phillips, who will move down to the lane. Shot rejected by Jai. He'll try it again. It's rejected again. This time Jameson got a hand on it.
Back-to-back skyjacks. Appalachian doesn't see much of that in the Southern Conference.
No, I don't think so. Here is Williams. And Williams scores to make it 6-0. Appalachian is 4-0 in their conference, and they've got a big week coming up in the Southern Conference, which, if you are a native of this area, you know the Southern Conference was a forerunner to the ACC and the SEC. In 1953, the ACC was born. Jameson with the rebound. 6-0 North Carolina. Coda. Williams. In Dakota, waiting on the baseline. He'll feed Jai, but no foul. The rebound comes away to Marshall Phillips. Appalachian on the run. Patterson sees an opening. And we got a whistle. And a foul underneath. Let's watch the defensive action by North Carolina.
Akhtar Jai up over everybody. Gets it once. Appalachian comes right back and says, I'm not believing that. Yeah, I believe it this time. And the Tar Heels are running. Bill Guthridge yanked Akhtar Jai right out of there because after that play under the basket where he thought he was fouled, he stopped to appeal and whine a little bit, and Guthridge was up and had a substitution.
Shimon Williams also out as Adamola Okalaja comes in, and Brandon Hayward moves into the lineup for North Carolina. One other thing that Bill Guthridge is trying to do, or wants to be able to do today, if Appalachian will comply as they turn it over, is try to get some people in the lineup.
Well, we were here last week. Bill Guthridge tried to get some players in with 1 minute and 20 seconds and a 10-point lead, and Curtis Staples made it 7 in a heartbeat, and he came back with his starters, and at 40 seconds he had it up to 10 again, and the Tar Heel reserves came in and made a 3-point foul. So there were 2 substitutions with the starters back in less than 1 minute and 20 seconds. I gotta believe there'll be a lot more breathing room today before we see the bench.
Right now it's 6-0 as Brendan Hayward gets set to go to the free throw line after Kareem Livingston's foul. And Hayward was a star at Greensboro's Dudley High School, Carolina Player of the Year, and he's counted on for a lot. Career.
That'll be a good one, Steve.
Buzz Peterson.
Captain of the Tar Heels, 1985.
Last shot. Did he hit the last shot in Carmichael?
He says he did. I don't remember it. But I'll tell you one thing. Carmichael was a lot tougher place to beat the Tar Heels than the Smith Center. A lot tougher.
Hayward with the free throw. That makes it 7-0. And now North Carolina comes back with Akhtar Jai.
That was that substitution was for a sermonette, and I'm sure I identified the reason. That's good discipline.
Patterson with a fadeaway, and Appalachian's on the board. Tyson Patterson, the 5'9" sophomore out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, averages 10 points a game. 4 starters in double figures for the Mountaineers. Here's Jameson with the drop to Jai, and Ty Darner is charged with the foul.
But he doesn't complain this time. He don't want to sit. Again, great interior passing by the Tar Heels. Antoine Jameson, who's not only showing range on his shot, but also really able to deliver the ball in close quarters to his teammates. Passing and range on the shot were the 2 questions, really, about this guy's future at the next level. And the more he plays, well, I got to say, the checkbook's better be big, because he is showing you the whole package.
Got great hands, Bucky, and of course, the passing very important out of the post, because when he posts up, he's a player who will command a lot of attention.
He's going to be probably a 4 at the next level. Everybody said, well, that's a tough matchup because the guys are bigger. He's a tough matchup for them because he can run the floor, and now he can stick to 17. He's 4 for 6 and 3 points.
Patterson was out of control and lost a handle. Here comes North Carolina after Jai misses the 2. Carter with the highlight. And it's 9-2 North Carolina. This might be the biggest crowd that Appalachian has ever seen. 17,000 and change prior to this one. Long shot by Adderley doesn't go. Dakota sends Okalaja. And just like that, it's 11-2.
They played at the University of Tennessee. In fact, it was the next game after they beat nationally ranked UNC Charlotte up in Boone. They went to Tennessee, and I think there was about 16 or 17 there. So they've seen a big crowd before, but not a team this good with a big crowd.
Adderley recovers the block shot. Livingston skips across. This is Patterson. Tyson Patterson to Blair Adderley. Darner feeds Livingston. Okalaja, good defensive player there. 4 on the shot clock now. Darner with the outside shot. And Jai tips it ahead to Carter. Here's Cota. Now to Okalaja, open for 3. Okalaja hit 3 3-pointers against Clemson. And we got a timeout on the court. It's a 20-second timeout, I believe. With 15:35 left to go in the first half, Appalachian wants to talk things over.
Carolina got a good start against Maryland up there, too. It went 9-2, and Gary Williams called a timeout and just really got into Terrapin's faces. In fact, he looked right at Akizi, his center, and I thought he gave him the choke sign, but he was wild, and he eventually snapped the Terrapins out of it, and that's what you call a flying tomahawk, and you don't see many of those in the Southern Conference either.
He rocked the rim, and that's why he's the leading percentage shooter in the ACC at 61%. Appalachian, 1 out of 9. North Carolina, 6 out of 7, and that includes 3 dunks.
This is the kind of a start the Tar Heels had against Georgia Tech in here about 10 days ago, and absolutely blew the Yellow Jackets out. And then we had them last week here on Saturday against Virginia, and they just were listless, never got started, and Virginia hung around, and it was an 8-point game at the end, but it was much closer than that.
Matt McMahon is in the game at point guard, and we have a foul coming up, and it's going to be on Maktar Jai reaching over the back of Josh Grover, the 7-foot junior, is just in the ball game as well. It's the Tar Heels by 12, and we'll be back after this message from Budweiser.
It began as a game. It became war. Bud Bowl, with legends like the Beechwood Bats, with a charge as unified as Patton's Third Army, dancing through the mauling, brawling Bud Light defense on this, the famous freezer fake. Are the Beechwood Bats Bud Bowl's players of the decade? Book wherever Bud and Bud Light are sold. For connoisseurs of destiny, it's a contest for the ages.
I am not a creature of habit. I know that NationsBank gives us lots of ways to do our banking, but George likes the drive-through. With NationsBank, we can bank by phone. They have branches all over, ATMs everywhere. But George likes the drive-through. Me? I'd rather stop by NationsBank on the net. But George likes the drive-through, so we go to the drive-through.
Hi, Mrs. Pickering. Hi, George.
Happy now, George.
Well, the South loves trucks, that's all there is to it. For work or play, just get out and do it.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South.
Here's a Dodge Ram created just for the New South with two-tone paint, chrome wheels, a Magnum V6, and an especially low $218 a month lease. So it's sure to go especially fast.
The truck stop of the New South.
The truck stop of the New South.
You're watching Atlantic Coast Conference basketball from Raycom Sports and Jefferson Pilot Sports, bringing you the best in college basketball. This afternoon, we come your way from Chapel Hill, where North Carolina is playing a non-conference tilt with the Appalachian State Mountaineers. Steve Martin here, along with Bucky Waters. North Carolina in the lead. Appalachian with the ball. They're down by 12. This is Blair Adderley into the paint. Kareem Livingston on the baseline. Rebound kicked out of there by Cota to Williams for the dunk at the other end. Shamon Williams back in the ball game. Cota with the assist. 16-2. North Carolina on top.
Appalachian just needs to slow the ball down. If they don't have numbers in a break, which they haven't been able to do with their low scoring to set up any kind of pressure, they really need to keep the Tar Heels on defense for a little while.
Ty Garner drains a 3.
Boy, that's critical. He's a good three-point shooter that's been in an absolute drought.
Oh, man, he had missed 24 at one time.
Yeah.
But got it back online with that one. 16-5. Pulls the Mountaineers to within 11. Okalaja into the paint. Cota on McMahon, and he scored. Ed Cota.
So far, an offensive clinic of efficiency. As many coaches, North Carolina uses the points possession indicator, and this one may break a record if they keep it up at this pace.
Ty Garner on the miss. Cota with the board. Cota looking for Jamison in the post. Gives it back out to Williams. Williams to Okalaja at the top. 18-5. North Carolina in the lead, and Cota says let's reorganize.
So far, Appalachian electing to play very conservatively on defense.
Up and over, and the lay-in by Okalaja.
And I don't think it's going to work. As I said at the top, if he plays them straight up, he's got to take some chances, do a little trapping, doing something to keep those bigger bodies from digging in on down there.
20-5. Carolina in the lead. McMahon double dribble. Lost the dribble, gave the ball fake, and forgot he'd lost the dribble. That is the 4th turnover for Appalachian. And new players coming in now for both teams.
The Tar Heels committed to this game under the Dean Smith regime, of course, and what will happen here is that Appalachian will make 2 trips to Chapel Hill. The Tar Heels will return, and they will return sometime around 2000 when the new Convocation Center at Appalachian State is ready to be unveiled, inaugurated, whatever. The Tar Heels will be there to do it.
If Tarjai's shot doesn't go, they'll recycle again to the top. Tyson Patterson and Terrence Tyler into the ballgame now for the Mountaineers. Patterson guarding Cota there. Tyler wears number 25. Coming to your screen at the foul line. We got a whistle. 5-second closely guarded rule. Cota did not make the penetration there, and Tyson Patterson's ready to do the defense. So they force the Tar Heels turnover. We got substitutions coming in. Hayward is coming in. Antoine Jameson is back, and Michael Brooker, the redshirt freshman from Sandersville, Georgia, making his first appearance today.
The bottom of the bench for the Tar Heels getting quality minutes.
Field goal percentage, 81% versus 52. They shoot good enough anyway. Today, they're, as Bucky said, very efficient. Shot from the top is good by Ian Adams. Adams is a junior from Roaring River, North Carolina, and he makes it 20-8.
Well, he came off the bench the other night and got him out of trouble. Went 3 for 3 from the trifecta area for 15 points. This in the wake of the shooting slump that we just referred to.
Josh Grover with the foul here for Appalachian. Second team foul for the Mountaineers. And of course, Appalachian coming off a 69-60 conference win over Chattanooga earlier in the week.
Had a nice 3-game win streak. Buzz Peterson's won 3 on the road. Done a nice job with this program. It's a little bit like David and Goliath here today, too.
Playing in his zone now. Jameson shoots over the top and misses. Marshall Phillips with the rebound. Patterson to center. He'll take the shot at the dotted line. And Williams comes out of there. Ball lost out of bounds. Saved in by Jameson to Williams. Look at Williams, how he threaded his way through.
Well, he's improved so much, Steve. He's puts it on the floor. He's got stronger. He's passing. You know, he was a spot-up shooter there early in his career. Like most players at North Carolina, they get better. They're made to do things that are weaknesses when they arrive, and it shows at the next level as well.
Ian Adams finds Josh Grover. The rebound underneath to Antoine Jameson, and Hayward influenced that. Williams inside for Jameson, and a foul coming up, and it's going to be on Marshall Phillips. The junior out of Atlanta on the foul. Antoine Jameson does his stuff inside on a nice feed from Shimon Williams. We've got a timeout on the court. Tar Heels up big.
Everyone needs someone who will be there. Everyone needs someone on their side.
If your car or home is damaged, your Nationwide insurance agent will be there, making sure your property is repaired or replaced to your complete satisfaction, with no hassles. That's our Blue Ribbon Claims Guarantee.
Nationwide is on your side.
ACC fans have always been big on Food Lion's extra low prices and fresh quality produce.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Not to mention our easy in and out store layouts.
Clean up on aisle 6 and 7.
Designed to let you do your grocery shopping and get on with the rest of your life. Boy, tournament time is going to be wild around here.
Food Lion, extra low prices and more.
Well, the South loves trucks, it's all there is to it. For work or play, just get out and do it.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South.
Dodge Dakota has a new surprise for the New South. A low $169 a month lease. Add air at no extra charge, and it's no surprise why Dodge Dakota is a Southern sensation.
The truck stop of the New South.
The truck stop of the New South.
This is an interesting situation for Buzz Peterson. He doesn't want any distractions in this huddle. This isn't done just because it's here in Chapel Hill. This is a permanent situation. He huddles his team out on the court.
Well, it's been tried a few times. It's normally done in big, noisy arenas or small, intimate places, just so your players can hear you. But it's not bad. It does give you some space from the distractions of people right behind the bench. Buzz was funny. He said, will you feel, awkward in here coming in with your team? He said, not as awkward as I felt when I was an assistant at NC State, and I come in here with a red jacket. He said, I kept looking in the stands. I was afraid somebody was going to shoot me as a traitor. He spent 4 years with Les Robinson, 1 over in Tennessee and 3 with the Wolfpack as he made the rounds. Went from there to Vanderbilt and then landed the job at Appalachian. What a nice job he's done.
Tyson Patterson forced the turnover there. Now North Carolina will throw up a trap of its own. And the shot is blocked away by Brendan Hayward as Terrence Tyler tried to put it in. Shamon Williams to Michael Brooker. Brooker back the other way. Nice layup off the glass for Brooker. 24-8 Tar Heels.
Didn't take him long to warm up.
Oh, it didn't. He's looking for a big day here today. Marshall Phillips, junior college transfer from Hiwassee Junior College.
As a guy who spent a little time on the bench, I can tell you, it's hard to make moves like that sitting down.
24-10. North Carolina about 14. Ron Williams down at the top. He'll run the show. Point guard skills improving with every year.
Here are the traps that we talked about earlier.
Here's Jamison getting through those traps.
The end result is really the same as it was, against straight man for man, but at least, I think he's got a chance to get some breakaways and utilize his step.
He's in the zone. In Adams. Middle corner, it's Tyler. This is Tyson Patterson. To Adams again. They're trying to alley-oop, but it worked to Terrence Tyler.
Whoa, you do that in here? Look at the guys on the baseline. Jamison's looking at Adamola, and they're saying, wait a minute. You talk about yanking on Superman's cape, and alley-oop on the baseline right under Jamison's nose. Let's see what the reaction is at the other end. Jamison says, I'm not believing this. This guy's from where?
Well, he's from his own hometown, as a matter of fact. He's from Charlotte. He's a sophomore from Charlotte, just a year behind Jamison, and he played at South Mecklenburg High School in Charlotte. Jamison played at Providence High School. 26-12. Brendan Hayward into the middle. Jamison said, let me show you how I do it.
Yeah. You want to play, can you top this? Your move.
8 points for Jamison. 28-12. Tar Heels in the lead by 16. Marshall Phillips. There's Tyler. They'll trap him. Appalachian gets the ball in the middle and a nice jump shot for Marshall Phillips. Good reaction to the trap that time, Bucky. And now they'll foul on the inbounds, but Buzz has got him changing a few things up here.
Yeah, he's taking some chances.
Stay tuned at halftime for BellSouth's You Call the Play feature. It's a look at big plays from past ACC games, and I know you'll enjoy it. I had a chance to see it earlier this week. Michael Brooker comes out. And coming into the ball game is going to be Terrence Newby from nearby Siler City. Points in the paint, North Carolina dominating there. Williams. We might have to change that with Tyler's shot. Oh, there's a nice steal by Ty Garner. Garner, 2-on-2, and he gets a favor return by Shamon Williams and Adamola Alcalaja. Here comes Hayward. Got ahead of the play. Williams, shot blocked. And picking it up is Marshall Phillips. Patterson down the other end. Nice crossover. Really compensated for the long arms of Brendan Hayward that time.
That was an altered shot, not a block shot, but the big fella caused it.
Marshall Phillips with the steal. Second straight defensive stop for Appalachian. Here's Patterson. Fourth turnover by the Tar Heels, and he makes them pay this time. 4 points for Patterson.
Oh, the Mountaineers. It's nice to see him come back.
And a 20-second timeout.
Guthridge not happy at all with the way his Tar Heels are being run right now, but it's nice to see Appalachian State come back. It really looked like they were going to get buried there.
They're down by 12 with 8:25 left in the first. Tomorrow it's a double dip of ACC action beginning at 1:30 from Charlottesville. NC State taking on the Virginia Cavaliers. And then don't stop there. At 4 o'clock, we'll take you to Atlanta, where the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets will take on the Florida State Seminoles. An ACC twin bill coming up tomorrow.
Appalachian State has had a real pattern over the year, though, of starting each game very poorly. Over a run of 3 wins, they started down 35-4 in the early minutes and were able to come back. Now, that wasn't against North Carolina in Chapel Hill, but it's a pattern they've got to change.
Terrence Newby sinks the three-pointer. Newby was a high school quarterback at Jordan Matthews High School in Siler City. There's the pass from Phillips to Ty Garner. And he gets the basket and the foul on Brendan Hayward.
Just because you're wearing those black uniforms doesn't mean you can run the Princeton back door. But they did.
Yes, they did.
Nice pass. Well done. Carolina trying to get out in the passing lanes and keep it in transition. Perfectly executed. Haywood coming too little, too late.
Here's Ty Garner out of Indianapolis. He's a senior. His brother Link played at Purdue. Ty, Link. Somebody's a fan of the Mod Squad. 31-19 off Ty Garner's three-point play. North Carolina leads Appalachian by 12.
Frankie, let me ask you a question.
Yeah?
These frogs, do they really taste like chicken?
I'm not answering that.
I'm just curious.
Stop it.
Come on, it's barbecue season. Would you marinate them? Would you slow cook them? We could toss them over a salad.
Looking for more space? Try the next Century. It's got the most interior space of any vehicle in its class. Because extra space is one luxurious touch that's appreciated by families everywhere. The new Century by Buick is also a Consumer's Digest Best Buy, making Century one of the best values on earth.
Budweiser.
Enjoy it while you can, hot shots. Your days are numbered.
Louis,
I know a lot of predators.
lower your voice.
I'm very friendly with the snakes, and I know several very large ferrets.
Is there anything more heartwarming than the day a son comes to work for his father?
I don't even want to be in this stupid business.
Oh, that's right. You want to be an author.
You see what he does, Tyler? Just because I want to write.
I was thinking, you guys could sell a ton more inventory if you use the internet. And all you got to do is write up a little catalog page like that.
So?
So you can write it. Each one of these clubs has got to tell a story, right?
Jerry vigorously grasped the driver in his hands.
Of course, you don't have to do it, right now.
NationsBank, a corporate partner of the ACC, presents this Salute to Excellence question. Who is the only ACC Player of the Year to lead the league in assists? Stay tuned. We'll have the answer for you before the end of the game. Back in action, North Carolina with a 12-point lead. They've just called the timeout. They've kind of organized things, and it looks like it worked. Antoine Jameson with his 10th point of the game. After Appalachian came back and hit 5 of their last 6 field goals. Here's Kareem Livingston, and he's in the book.
What's important, though, is Appalachian now not necessarily playing against that tough half-court defense. They're getting some transition baskets, which gives them a better chance to get to the offensive board when they don't have to climb those big backs that already have inside rebounding position.
Running up a zone here. 2-1-2. Newby slides through a screen and looks for Shammond Williams on the wing. Up and over. Hayward has to come down, but he goes back up. Almost lost his shorts.
Nice job of keeping the ball high. Didn't bring it down for the little people to put their fingers on. He just went right back up and buried it.
Ian Adams has it. Slips it down into the post. Kareem Livingston to Adams for 3. Big shot for Adams. It's nothing but threes. If it isn't a 3, I don't want to take it.
Shammond Williams doubling down on the post that time. Good relocation by the perimeter of Appalachian. And got a nice look for a 3.
35-24. North Carolina's lead 11. Jameson looking for Hayward. Skip pass to Jamerson over the zone. And good defense by Appalachian forced him into a hurried shot.
Yeah, right now, see, Carolina's just, they've gotten kind of careless and listless.
On the corner, Ty Darner for three. And the three ball now pulls the Mountaineers to within 9. Ty Darner's second triple of the game. That's 4 for the Mountaineers.
The Tar Heels have lost that defensive intensity. Maybe it's the substitutions. I don't know, but basically they've just gotten a little loose.
Shammond Williams to Newby at the point. Here's Jameson inside. Antoine Jameson, tough shot, and he brought it down. Jameson, a 61% field goal shooter. And he has 12 to lead North Carolina to a 10-point lead. For three again. Arthur Phillips. Ty Darner will recycle. Patterson checks his distance. Antoine Jameson.
A little quick.
Yep.
Been a little quick.
And Williams. And that is the interrupted dribble for double dribble. They're calling it everywhere this year when you carry that ball.
The Allen Iverson rule. Looks like they got Velcro on there. That was that quick three. Catches nothing but net.
And here's Ty Darner. Same distance, same result.
But again, it's against the transition defense. They've had a real hard time when the Heels are dug in.
Max Owens is in the ballgame now for North Carolina. Vince Carter comes back in, and Brian Bursticker is in the game as well.
With this group comes hard man-for-man intensity.
Garner, cross to Blair Adderley. Josh Grover, the 7-footer, turns with a flip hook. And Makhtar Jai has the rebound. 37-27, North Carolina by 10. They've led all the way. Led by as many as 15 at one point. Appalachian works down to 9. Now here's Cota to reset the lead. Shuns the screen, goes inside to Jai for the hook. And Appalachian over the rebound, but Kareem Livingston finds the drama begins. And he brings it to the floor. The possession arrow goes to North Carolina.
There were 3 black Appalachian jerseys all over that ball. Really upset Buzz Peterson because it was their ball to have, and each one thought the other guy was going to get it.
Here we go.
He was a pretty fiery guy. I remember he had 9 straight field goals in a nationally televised game against LSU. And Tar Heels really needed it. He's a competitor.
5-second call. Max Owens couldn't get it in bounds, and Appalachian will get it back on the turnover. Appalachian's hit 8 of their last 12 field goals, and 3 of them have been three-pointers.
Not just like that palming violation, the 5-second there. Just a little deterioration of concentration by the Heels.
Adderley on the baseline, and Carter boards the miss. Ed Cota, sophomore out of Brooklyn, NCAA Rookie of the Year a year ago.
Real important right now for the Mountaineers to hang in here with just 4 minutes to go. If they can go down 10 or less, you know, that speaks well for their confidence. They don't need a blowout.
Bursticker, the true freshman from Virginia Beach, gets in the book with a nice dunk on the baseline. 39-27, North Carolina. Tyson Patterson to Josh Grover. When he started at Appalachian, he was 6'6", he's now 7 feet. Ty Darner, first sticker, erased that one. Darner, though, picked Ed Cota's pocket. Here's Patterson.
No quitting the Mountaineers, though, despite that knockout punch they took early. They were right back in there. Plenty of confidence.
4-7 turnovers here, Bucky. Blair Adderley, we're approaching the 3:30 mark, and now we've got a whistle and a foul coming up on North Carolina. Foul is going to be on Makhtar Jai with the elbow, and it is North Carolina leading Appalachian by 12, 39-27.
This isn't just a car. It's a sign of how far you've come. So if it gets damaged, who do you want on your side? At Nationwide Insurance, we guarantee that your car will be fixed just the way it should be. Because we wouldn't have it any other way.
Nationwide is on your side.
Food Line's been sponsoring ACC basketball now for 15 years.
Hey, mister, what's this food line you're talking about?
Here, let me show you.
Hey, look at that.
Man, he's strong.
Go on in, fellas.
Wow, what a layout.
Hey, check out these prices. Hey, want to see something fresh?
That's 3 points.
Okay, guys, time to practice.
Hey, man, let's see you do that again. Only this time, let's go to the beach.
Food Lion, extra low prices and more.
Well, the South loves trucks, that's all there is to it. For work or play, just get out and do it.
The truck stop of the new South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the new South.
Here's a Dodge Ram created just for the New South with two-tone paint, chrome wheels, a Magnum V6, and an especially low $218 a month lease. So it's sure to go especially fast.
The truck stop of the new South.
The truck stop of the new South.
Welcome back to the Smith Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina hosting Appalachian, and the Mountaineers having a pretty good time of it here. Bursticker knocks the pass out of bounds, and Bucky, you talked about how Appalachian has had a habit of starting slowly. They've caught up here recently.
Yeah, that was an incredible stat that caught my eye. Talking to Buzz Peterson last night, he said, you know, he really doesn't know why, but they just can't seem to get out of the blocks. But when you're down a collective 35-4 over 3 games and come back and win, I mean, that says something for you. Now, of course, the alumni want to know why you always get down so big, but they're never happy anyway.
Turnover for Appalachian as Blair Adderley was forced to step in. Good defense by North Carolina. Bench scoring coming up with North Carolina 17. They're liberally using their bench. Appalachian responding with 8, and Ian Adams has 6 of those on 2 3-pointers.
Bill Guthrie's clearly trying to get his players in while the game is still in progress as opposed to mop-up duty.
Nice 3-pointer by Vince Carter. He has 7. It's 42-27, and North Carolina's quietly pushed this thing back up to 15 again.
Looking back at that Maryland game, which they lost in overtime, there were only 4 minutes out of a possible 225 that the top 6 players played. Only 4 minutes did they not play. Haywood had 3 and Owens had 1. And, you know, you look at that and say, well, possibly in that overtime, almost double the score on them. Maybe that was a situation where we needed one more body for a blow. Carolina's the only team in the league where all 5 starters are averaging 30 minutes a game. And although none of them are leading the league in minutes, that's Staples with an incredible 38 minutes a game. My goodness. And they dogged him, you know, with Crouch and double team. So he's got to be tired at night.
Now, Appalachian can't take advantage of Bursticker's foul, and they turn it over. And coming into the game now is going to be Matt McMahon, the sophomore from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Tyson Patterson sits down. The announcers for this game are selected and compensated by Raycom and Jefferson Pilot Sports, and the use of this broadcast without their express permission is prohibited. Vince Carter with a handle at the top to Bursticker in the lane. Left it short, and Blair Adderley will board the miss. 42-27. North Carolina by 15. The 3 by Adams. With the quick trigger there, and he'll get it back from Marshall Phillips. Phillips pretty active on the board. Very athletic. Here's Blair Adderley. Almost 5 rebounds a game. Phillips tries to take it through the lane. The ball is knocked out and off his hands and right through the legs of Vince Carter and out of bounds.
Brad Frederick, good hands that time on the driver. Son of the athletic director at the University of Kansas.
7 turnover now for Appalachian.
He was one of the more prominent reserves early in the year, and then, of course, nobody was getting to play off the bench.
Appalachian trapping on the sidelines, and that forces Frederick to step out of bounds. So it's going to be Mountaineer ball. A lot of people don't realize this, but Appalachian is a campus like the University of North Carolina and the North Carolina system.
Well, they've had some good coaches up there, too. Going all the way back to Bob Light, Press Maravich. Bobby Kremen spent 6 years there. Kevin Cantwell was his assistant and rejoined Bobby. So they've got a good basketball tradition there. Even some of the assistants, Gene Littles, George Felton, Bobby Husson, now the coach at Virginia Tech. There have been a few good ones go through Boone.
Bursticker with the foul, and watch the attempt at the block.
Oh. Whoa.
Be more than rug burns on those elbows for Kareem Livingston.
Had his tonsils checked on that one, didn't he?
Livingston 2 years ago, in his sophomore year, was the Southern Conference Player of the Year. He's from Marietta, Georgia, 6'7", 59% free throw shooter, 62% from the field.
Career 33 against Marshall, and Marshall, those guys are tough to get many points against. That's an impressive stat.
Very good program through the years in the Southern Conference. Here's Ed Cota. Livingston missed them both. Brad Frederick to the top. First sticker in the paint. Frederick on the spot to convert. No. Carter has it on the end line, and it's stolen by Appalachian, and a foul coming up.
First sticker, excuse me, Steve. First stickers looked a little awkward offensively in there, but I really like his fire. I mean, he's feisty, goes after the ball, throws his body in there, which normally some of those slender big kids, young ones, won't do. He doesn't always look pretty, but I like his intensity.
It's the 18th foul against North Carolina, so up for the 1-on-1 now is McMahon. First sticker has to come out as that's his third foul, and Max Owens is back in.
You see him pound his fist there. I get a chance to play, and I'm a candidate for the Captain Hook Award with 3 fouls in 5 minutes.
McMahon up for 1+1, hits the first. And Ty Darner's trying to get in, but he's coming in for the shooter, so about to wait a spell. We have 1:09 left to go here in the first half. North Carolina's lead is 14. Make and a miss, and North Carolina has the rebound. The first in Vince Carter. Here's Ed Cota. Adams checking him. Appalachian back to the man-to-man. Carter gets inside, blocked there by Marshall Phillips, and a foul.
Marshall Phillips is quite a story. Didn't play high school basketball. Was found in the Midnight League in inner city Atlanta. Tough kid, vocal kid. Went to junior college, and Buzz Peterson found him. He is a battler. There he is, taking on the franchise player in Vince Carter, and he didn't blink.
And Vince Carter now has 8 points to go with his 4 rebounds as you look at Marshall Phillips. Ty Darner's back in, and Phillips is going to get a rest here. He's picked up his second foul, and Josh Grover will come back in. Carter. It's the 16th foul, by the way, on Appalachian. So the next one will be the 1-on-1 with under 50 seconds to play. Ian Adams, nice jump shot just inside the circle. Adams for 2. He has 8, and Appalachian cuts it to 14. Shot clock and game clock are about 6 seconds apart. Brad Frederick looking inside, and it's going to be Max Owens. Back the other way with 20 seconds left to go. 46-30.
Good move, good move. Squares up. Carolina goes behind the screen that time, as they are wont to do, close to that 3-point line, and he nailed it. Appalachian playing with some confidence now.
Final possession of this first half, probably. Here comes Tyler, and his shot rejected. Oh, boy. Vince Carter got him from behind, and Matt Cargile was lying in there underneath. Tyler's going, where do these guys come from?
Well, when you go in there, it's not tag football.
Nope.
Not in the ACC. These kids are learning that.
Grover can't hang on. Brad Frederick, who got the rebound, and Adams coming out with 8th turnover for Appalachian.
We'll see what Cota does with his 7 seconds.
Great end game situation. He lost the ball off the dribble. Jai picks it up, fires, but it doesn't go. So Jai tries to pick up the pieces, but North Carolina has a pretty good first half, and Appalachian has something to hang their hat on too. They could have been out of here big, but they're down by 16 with a lot to build on here at halftime. The Tar Heels up 46-30 at intermission.
ACC basketball is brought to you by Dodge, by BP, by BellSouth, and by Buick.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 64. Tom, head of PDQ.
I'm looking for a exhaust gas recirculation valve for my 76 Cordova.
If you need hard-to-find parts, it doesn't matter what model or even what decade your car is from. With PDQ, you'll usually get the part overnight. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Everyone needs someone who will be there. Everyone needs someone on their side.
If your car or home is damaged, your Nationwide insurance agent will be there, making sure your property is repaired or replaced to your complete satisfaction, with no hassles. That's our Blue Ribbon Claims Guarantee.
Nationwide is on your side. My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you.
Pepsi drinker for life. Pepsi, Generation Next.
I got great service at the dealership. Everyone was really friendly.
Your Carolina Ford dealer, dedicated to providing quality service you can depend on.
I traded in my Nissan for a Ranger. They really made it easy for me. Joe is the best salesman I've ever met.
And knowledge you can count on every day.
They really know their cars and trucks. I send my friends and family there, and they almost always drive away with a new Ford. As a teacher, I'd give them an A for effort.
All from the people you can trust. Your Carolina Ford dealer.
The race is on for the conference crowns. Be sure and catch all your ACC women's hoops action on ACC Live. Watch ACC women's basketball, and you'll have the best seat in the house.
This Sunday, the Noles invade Atlanta, trying to wreck the Jackets. The action starts at noon on your regional sports network.
Our Pepsi Freshman of the Week is Robert O'Kelly of Wake Forest. He leads the Demon Deacons in scoring this year, and it's easy to see why. Last week, he shot 50% from the field, scoring 16 points to help Wake Forest upset Clemson. He also had 17 points on the road in last Saturday's loss to Georgia Tech. He's the leading free throw shooter in the ACC at 90%. Robert O'Kelly, our Pepsi Freshman of the Week. Welcome back to Chapel Hill, where North Carolina is holding court against in-state school, Appalachian, 46-30 at the first half. Looked like North Carolina had put Maryland totally out of their minds when they came out here and got up to a 22-5 lead. Appalachian fought their way back in and at one point narrowed it down to 9 points. It's back up to 16 here at intermission. The hot hand in the first half, the man they've had to try to control so far haven't had much luck at, is Antoine Jamison. But they shouldn't feel alone. Nobody's been able to stay with Antoine Jamison this year. For a nice big inside move against good defense by Marshall Phillips, but Jamison scores anyway. Shammond Williams will find Jamison once again. Actually, it'll be Okalaja, and Jamison responds with a nice lay-in over the top of the rim. You see 4 of his 12 first half points as he leads a very evenly distributed Tar Heel group. It's understandably Bill Guthridge looking at a lot of people today, trying to develop some extra people off that bench and try to remove the stigma of having only 6 players with most of the activity in his routine and his rotation so far this year. So it's North Carolina by 16. Our ACC Scholar Athlete of the Week is forward Matt Harpring from Georgia Tech. The senior from Dunwoody, Georgia, has a 3.3 grade point average in management. Congratulations to Matt Harpring, our ACC Scholar Athlete of the Week. More halftime activities coming your way from the Smith Center in Chapel Hill, where North Carolina leads Appalachian 46-30.
BellSouth presents You Call the Play. In February 1996, Les Robinson's Wolfpack trailed the Duke Blue Devils 70-67 with just over a minute to go in the game. The Pack has the ball. Duke calls timeout to set the defense. Now, will NC State go inside to their leading scorer, Todd Fuller, or look for a perimeter shot? You call the play.
At 6 a.m., my coffee maker grinds its own beans. Wake up and smell the coffee. I'm there. I buy books on the internet. I fax. I email. I am at peace with technology. So, You'd think that since NationsBank lets you bank just about any way you want, the big question for me would be, do I bank by phone, or do I stop by NationsBank on the net, or do I use one of their 2 zillion ATMs? You know what, I still go to NationsBank in person. Hey, I'm an old-fashioned guy.
On behalf of the Atlantic Coast Conference, we very much appreciate the commitment of our corporate partners in providing direct financial support to the conference and its 9 member institutions. ACC schools compete for championships in 24 sports and provide scholarship assistance for over 2,500 student athletes annually. Additionally, we have a continuing involvement with a number of outreach programs. We're proud that our corporate partners have joined with the Atlantic Coast Conference in this important effort.
Well, the South loves trucks, that's all there is to it. For work or play, just get out and do it.
The truck stop of the New South.
A new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South.
Dodge Dakota has a new surprise for the New South. A low $169 a month lease. Add air at no extra charge, and it's no surprise why Dodge Dakota is a Southern sensation.
The truck stop of the New South.
The truck stop of the New South.
Is there anything more heartwarming than the day a son comes to work for his father?
I don't even want to be in this stupid business.
Oh, that's right. You want to be an author.
You see what he does, Tyler? Just because I want to write?
I was thinking, you guys could sell a ton more inventory if you use the internet. And all you got to do is write up a little catalog page like that.
So?
So you can write it. Each one of these clubs has got to tell a story, right?
Jerry vigorously grasped the driver in his hands.
Of course, you don't have to do it, right now.
Coach Krzyzewski wants to force the pack outside. He has the defense collapse on Fuller in the lane. That leaves Danny Strong open for the three-pointer to tie the game and send it into overtime. You Call the Play has been a presentation of BellSouth.
Welcome back to Smith Center in Chapel Hill. North Carolina leading Appalachian State by a score of 46-30. Buzz Peterson's homecoming to Chapel Hill as the head coach of a Division I team. And, of course, he's facing a North Carolina team smarting from a loss at the hands of Maryland. Let's take a look at our Budweiser scoreboard. Big game over in Durham. Duke had a 23-point lead. Clemson erased all but one and had 2 shots to win it in the final, but Duke holds on to the number 2 ranking and an unbeaten mark in the ACC. Elsewhere, LSU 66-63 over Florida in the SEC today. More SEC action. Vanderbilt holds on against Mississippi State, that game in Nashville. And Arkansas is leading Kentucky with an upset in the making as number 22 takes on number 6. Kansas prevails over K-State 69-62, and it is Connecticut 6-1 in the Big East, a winner over Georgetown today by a score of 86-72. Our score at intermission, North Carolina prevailing 46-30 over the Appalachian State Mountaineers from the Southern Conference.
Won't talk. Do you know what I'm going to do to you? You know what I'm going to do to you? Oh, it boggles the mind. This is diet?
Yeah, it's diet. But how could diet taste as good?
I got it! I got it! No, I got it!
See your Carolina Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
The important thing for me was not to get it when I was 75 years old and retired. It was important for me to get this car now.
You don't have to wait any longer to own the Lexus of your dreams. Until January 19th, our certified pre-owned program offers 6.9% APR financing.
I felt I owed myself, at this stage of my life, a really fine automobile.
Go to a dealership, look at the pre-owned program, and you will find your dream in that lot.
6.9% financing now to January 19th. Only at Flo Lexus in Kernersville.
Here's what's coming up tonight on WFMY2.
You gotta draw the line somewhere when you're buying a new truck, and this is where I draw it. Problem is, the prices for imports like this Toyota are just way out of line. But you can still get what you want, because there's one truck that's in line with your budget, and this is it, the Chevy S10. It comes with all this, and it's $1,000 less than the competition. And now, get $1,500 cash back or pay just $169 a month with 0 down.
And $369 due at signing. The line starts here.
The remainder of your weekend forecast tonight at 6.
North Carolina leading Appalachian. We're at halftime, 46-30 here at the Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill. Steve Martin along with Bucky Waters. And Bucky, you know, it's got to be a bittersweet day for Bill Guthridge. I know he wants to play a lot of people, develop some depth. He's also going to look across the sidelines and see Buzz Peterson and marvel at the job that he's done with his program, even today making adjustments in this first half as they went along.
Well, he really did. His team could have folded. Carolina came out with a little bit of a hangover, and they were kind of upset about recent events. They jumped on the Mountaineers. Buzz regrouped his team, and I'm telling you, they stopped looking at the banners after they got hit with the Tar Heels, and he did a nice job, changed his defenses, kind of got the game under control, made a nice run at the Heels. Obviously, he's outmanned, but his kids weren't afraid, and they didn't quit.
Well, you've got to keep from looking at the Raptors and keep it looking from plays like this from Vince Carter, who's dominated the first half so far.
Well, in only 10 minutes, Carter had 9 points, and it was vintage Vince. Number 15 out of Florida, just but a flying tomahawk, and I think right then with that exclamation point, the Mountaineers knew what they were in for. Here's the old alley-oop. Terrence Tyler, only 1 field goal in the first half, but the 6'5" sophomore from Charlotte went right up under Antoine Jameson's nose and nailed it. And of course, the retaliation at the other end, Antoine was saying, well, if you want to play, can you top this? Strap it on. Here we are.
Here are the stats here at halftime. North Carolina hitting 66% of their field goals, 20 for 30. They were once at 81%. 3 points, Appalachian has gone 4 for 8. The rebounds overwhelmingly in the Tar Heels' favor, and they have 18 assists. And they lead on the scoreboard, 46-30 over Appalachian. Second half coming when we come back.
Buy direct from Geico, and you can drop a very expensive person from your car insurance policy. The middleman. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This man represents all the people who switched their car insurance to Geico last week. Sir, please raise your hand. 10,000 times.
Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 42. Jesse from Quality Control. Jesse travels the country. He spans the globe in search of the best quality parts for your car. Factory visits.
Alle Teile übertreffen die Spezifikationen des Herstellers.
Wunderbar. Product inspections on over 250,000 different parts and accessories.
Thank you.
No problem. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
You know what I'm doing? I'm applying for a loan. This is NationsBank. Well, not this, but, you know. See, NationsBank gives you tons of ways to do your banking. You can actually get a loan over the phone. Hello. Transfer funds, too. Oh, could you hold on a second? Thank you. And they have branches all over. ATMs? Just about everywhere. I can even stop by NationsBank on the net. Oh, I'd show you, but I'd have to get up. Hi, I'm back.
I got it! I got it! No, I got it!
There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Key States Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Raycom Sports and Jefferson Pilot Sports exclusive presentation of ACC basketball is brought to you by Food Lion, by your Carolina Jeep Eagle dealers, by Nationwide Insurance, and by Advance Auto Parts.
On a beautiful midwinter's day in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, leading Appalachian State 46-30. And here's where the points are coming from. In the paint, North Carolina. From the line, Appalachian. They're haunting the perimeter, and the free throws have not become really a factor in this game. Buzz Peterson having fun as we return to Chapel Hill.
They didn't have a lot of fun when they went to check into an unnamed hotel in Chapel Hill. They had the rooms all screwed up. They ended up having to go to Durham. For a Carolina guy to have to go to Durham for accommodations was painful. But he manages to keep a good spirit about him. This is a big thrill for him and his team. He said his kids will remember this day the rest of their life. And if they play better in the second half, it'll be a pleasant memory.
Marshall Phillips left his shoes in Boone. Rick Covington, the media relations expert, had to bring him to Boone, to Chapel Hill when he came today. Here's Shamon Williams down the lane. The Greenville, South Carolina senior scores to start North Carolina. Pretty much where they left off. 48-30. Tar Heels in the lead. Threatened to run away early. Appalachian drew close to within 9. And now they've kind of methodically pushed this to an 18-point distance. Marshall Phillips. Tyson Patterson now on the wing, guarded by Cota. Shot rejected by Jamison. And North Carolina will come out of it with Cota in command. Early offense from Shamon Williams for the 3, and he's got all 5 of Carolina's second half points. And just like that, it becomes a 21-point ball game, and Buzz Peterson wants a timeout. Does he want a 20 or a full? So Buzz Peterson looking in. Tomorrow we'll have a double feature for you of ACC action. It opens up in Charlottesville at University Hall, where the Cavaliers are waiting for the NC State Wolfpack. Wolfpack, best defensive team in points against in the league. And of course, Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock from Atlanta, it'll be Florida State taking on Georgia Tech. A doubleheader of ACC action, and you'll see it right here where you're watching on the Raycom Sports and Jefferson Pilot Sports Network. North Carolina with 7 rejections. Liam Livingston, who's second in Appalachian history.
None today.
Nope.
Yet.
Blair Adderley. Down in the corner, this is Marshall Phillips. North Carolina now in their standard man-to-man. Adderley for 3.
But coming out of that timeout, you're seeing what it is Buzz Peterson wants. He wants to keep the Heels on defense a little longer. Don't need that quick shot.
Jamison recovers nicely to Carter, and they get a rewind with 24 on the shot clock. Williams over to Jamison. Cota at the top, looking for the alley-oop. Oh, Vince Carter. Wow.
Oh, my.
53-30. Vince Carter in a spectacular way.
What was that thing what he did over his head? What do they call that, a halo dunk? He actually did a 360 over his head and then threw it down backwards.
He wiped his name off the back of his uniform.
Call your chiropractor if you try that one at home.
These men are highly trained. Don't do this on your own. Ty Garner from outside. Jamon Williams. And you see plays like that with the opposition, and you know you're in for a long day. You kind of hurry things. And Antoine Jameson takes advantage of the overplay inside. He's got 14. 55-30, Tar Heels at a comfortable margin, and at some point Bill Guthridge is going to start looking at some people again.
One of the amazing stats out of that Maryland win in overtime over North Carolina on Wednesday night was that Jamison, including the overtime, didn't score the last 19 minutes and change. And it's hard to imagine a player of that offensive magnitude who can get him from the pass. He gets him off the glass. I mean, he doesn't need to be spoon-fed for him to be shut down. That's amazing.
They've been able to pass easily to him in the post today as he gets fouled. And let's look at Carter's dunk again.
Cota leads the league in assists. Watch it. Yeah, he had a... See, you notice that he had to duck his head because he almost pulls the rim down on top of it. Oh.
Jamison going to the free throw line. Jamison, 50% from the free throw line, and he had up to that point was 56 of 74 in free throws over the last 8.
One of the breakdowns he had up at College Park, only 5 for 9 from the foul line. He's just been deaf at the line. He's been so good. Made such an improvement. One of his amazing stats, he was 2 for 2 from the three-point line at College Park. I mean, what an amazing player. He just keeps getting better.
I guess it's ironic that the last play, Shamon Williams tried to find him in the post and couldn't. Here's Marshall Phillips trying to take the hard route into the paint. Ike Garner recovers. Addison, nice speed to Marshall Phillips, who missed the dunk.
Even Marshall Phillips smiled on that one.
Cota on his way in. Nice play by Ed Cota. Cota with 4 often yields his offense to other people, 58-32.
But that man wasn't smiling, and I don't know if it was the missed dunk or the smile, but we've got a substitute coming in for Marshall Phillips right now.
Here's Livingston. Phillips at the top. Ian Adams with 2 3-pointers in the first half.
Have to be careful both ends of a game like this, whether you've got the big lead or whether you're getting trampled, that you don't lower your standards, that you maintain your discipline, because there's a game Monday or Tuesday and you're going to want to play tight.
Here's Jamison inside, and he is fouled as he went up, and the foul is going to be charged, I believe, to Kareem Livingston, or is it Marshall Phillips? It's going to be Marshall Phillips.
There's some conversation, some chin music in there.
Third foul on Marshall Phillips.
One of the things that Buzz Peterson likes about Phillips is he does not back off. Very vocal, very physical, very aggressive play. And just thinks he's going to be very special in the Southern Conference.
Carolina is perfect from the field here to start the second half. 5 for 5. And Jamison hits the first. The attendance today, 21,572, and it's the largest crowd that Appalachian has ever played in front of. 17,000 was the previous record. Carter comes out. Okalaja comes in.
When I got my master's degree in Boone in a year that way back right after Lincoln was president, Boone was only 21,000 people. Now it's a great little town.
Yes, it is. Jamison with a pair. We have a timeout. With 15:38 left to go in the second half, North Carolina is propelled on the wings of Vince Carter to a big lead.
Put my finger on it. Something just ain't right. That's what I've been missing.
Don't even think about it. Pepsi. Generation next. Please? Yeah.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn into gas stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we keep people moving with Pay at the Pump and our fast BP shops. P.S. We've sent your letter to engineering. Prepay cards from BP are now available and make great gifts.
Well, being a big assist today is Ed Cota with 7, Shamon Williams with 5. North Carolina had 18 at halftime, which is pretty impressive. With their 20 baskets, 18 were assisted.
Cota leads the ACC with a 2.78 assist-turnover ratio. To give you some idea, Wojciechowski is second with a 2.38. So dominating point guard from that category.
2.8, that's nearly 3 assists to every turnover.
Oh, yeah, that's efficient.
Here's Ty Garner as North Carolina now extends the floor with their defense. Kareem Livingston from the baseline. Kareem Livingston with 4 points here this afternoon. North Carolina still with a big lead. Shamon Williams for 3. Josh Grover got a hand on it. Jamison recovers.
Nice interior passing that time by the heels, but they couldn't finish. Probably one pass too many.
Here's Ian Adams for 3. That was a deep one. Deep 3 for Ian Adams, his 3rd of the night.
I know Buzz Peters said, look, don't be throwing up those quick threes, and there it went. And he said, don't throw it. Atta baby.
60-37. Tar Heels comfortably in front. Here's Jamison at work against Kareem Livingston. Makhtar Jai fouled as he went up. And Jai is going to be fouled by Josh Grover.
Ian Adams coming off in transition, squares up. Shamon just couldn't get there. As we pointed out earlier, he came off the bench the other night. A big win for the Mountaineers. Went 3 for 3 from the arc and 15 points as a reserve.
Early season game against Martin Methodist, he hit 6 3-pointers. And here's Vince Carter back in the lineup. Antoine Jamison goes out. Bill Guthridge, the balance between keeping his regular rotation to a certain point and then starting to work other players in is key. Still's got to get minutes for his starters.
Boy, you look at this long season and an ankle turn here. Look at NC State with a rash of injuries, down to only 9 healthy players now with Ron Kelly out, and almost all of them have to do with their foot injuries. It's amazing. And you never know. You got to have people ready to step up.
Ty Garner, Livingston to Ian Adams. Ed Cota watching him. Adams gets in trouble. McMahon bails him out. And McMahon lost the handle on the soft bounce pass, and Shamon Williams is not one to lose the handle in front. Okalaja. Livingston watching him. Carter finds Jai, who has to scramble. 20 on the shot clock. Still plenty of time. Cota says, let's try this play. Give me some room to operate, he said. Shamon Williams looks away from the post. 9 on the shot clock. Ooh, Carter got himself in great position.
Greg Louganis would have loved the form on that one. What do you call it? Half gainer with a pipe? I don't know.
64-37. The judges liked it. It's still 2 points, but it was pretty too. And a pretty 3 that time from Matt McMahon.
Made up for that turnover. You gotta like this Mountaineer team. We got a lot of reasons for them just to kind of fold up here when the Tar Heels flex their muscles. But they keep coming back.
Here's Carter down low, and he gets fouled by Matt McMahon. They are kind of a sleeper in the Southern Conference, a well-balanced Southern Conference battle this year. Watch Williams pass here.
Ooh. Just a bullet. Look at that. Turns, faces, east, west, north. Not quite a 360. Carter devastating.
Carter was in position on the left side and then just quietly slipped over to the right, so he got into Williams' vision. Here's Jai. Rims it. Ball loose, but Carter was out of bounds when he touched it, and it is going to be Appalachian ball.
Josh Grover had his hands on it, just not quite strong enough to pull it out of there.
14 fouls for Appalachian, none for North Carolina. Tar Heels leading by 24. Jai is 0 for 6 from the floor. He selfed out defensively and with rebounds. Here comes Ian Adams. Tries to pick up Tyler in the lane, and the shot, a nice one by Marshall Phillips. Phillips adjusted for Antoine Jamison's defense.
Put her back about 3 clicks.
Back the other way. North Carolina attacks, and Okalaja scores.
Coaches like Okalaja. Unselfish, good passer, can hit a 3, gives you boards, defense. You gotta have those complementary players because the other 4 guys in that starting rotation are all super talents.
Follow Antoine Jamison.
From Berlin, air special. Just rumbles down the baseline, cleans out all those black jerseys, makes it look easy.
Shot clock needs to be reset. Some people knock Okalaja for his outside shooting, but he's 13 of 40 in three-pointers, and that three-point stroke has improved lately. 3 against Clemson, big shots against Georgia down the stretch. Here's a three-pointer by Ty Jarnett.
Seems to make them when it's important. Don't worry about that one, Appalachian. Guys have been looking at that one for the 3 years he's been in the ACC, and they haven't solved it either.
Here's Darner out top. Approaching the halfway mark of the second half. Tar Heels comfortably up here by 23. Ian Adams from the wing. And Terrence Tyler voids the miss, goes right up. Tyler out of Charlotte has 4.
College of Charleston will join the Southern Conference next year to balance the division. Good tradition in hoops. Not a particularly strong year this year, but John Preston, an outstanding crowd there.
It's Cole with a nice score inside on the feed from Shamon Williams. It's 70-47. North Carolina in the lead. Off-court pass intended for Marshall Phillips. Doesn't get it done. We got a timeout on the court with the Tar Heels up big, and we'll be back after this message from Budweiser.
Oh, if only I could swim. I would swim over there. And I would go up and I would say, "Hello, I'm Louie. How are you? Nice to meet you." And then I would grab the heads and I would hold them under the water like this, like this. Yeah.
Louie, you are one sick lizard. Advance Auto Parts presents part number 42. Jesse from Quality Control. Jesse travels the country. He spans the globe in search of the best quality parts for your car. Factory visits.
Alle Teile übertreffen die Spezifikationen des Herstellers.
Wunderbar.
Product inspections on over 250,000 different parts and accessories.
Thank you.
No problem. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Budweiser. You stink. Get off the stage. Your mother's an iguana.
Hey, my mother's half iguana.
I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect.
I got great service at the dealership. Everyone was really friendly.
Your Carolina Ford dealer, dedicated to providing quality service you can depend on.
I traded in my Nissan for a Ranger. They really made it easy for me. Joe is the best salesman I've ever met.
And knowledge you can count on every day.
They really know their cars and trucks. I send my friends and family there, and they almost always drive away with a new Ford. As a teacher, I'd give them an A for effort.
All from the people you can trust. Your Carolina Ford dealer.
Tune in tomorrow at 1:30 when the North Carolina State Wolfpack takes on Norman Nolan and the Virginia Cavaliers in a head-to-head war from Charlottesville. And then the Seminoles are pumped up and ready for the Yellow Jackets, but Bobby Crimmins has his team flying high on a mission. It's Florida State and Georgia Tech tomorrow at 4. A twin bill of ACC action coming your way tomorrow. 11:08 remaining here in the second half, and North Carolina up comfortably as they welcome former player Buzz Peterson, who's bringing his Appalachian State Mountaineers here in a coaching role.
Of course, Buzz was the high school player of the year, senior year in high school. The guy that finished second was a guy named Michael Jordan. They roomed together when they came to the University of North Carolina. Buzz has some great stories, and I guess with a 23-point lead, it's time for him. Huh? Yeah, maybe. We'll
to dust some of those off.
I may share some of those.
All right. Vince Carter ahead to Okalaja baseline and count the basket. It was touched on the square there by Marshall Phillips.
Coming out of the timeout, going to those traps and rotations, anything to keep the Tar Heels from digging in and pounding that ball inside, which the Mountaineers just can't handle.
North Carolina 10 of 14 Bucky here in the second half. Appalachian 7 out of 14, 50%. You can't kick it back. The other team's drilling it at 80%. You got reason to worry.
You know, you can go crazy with comparative scores, like the Liberty win over Virginia. By the end of the year, somebody will figure out that Liberty is 25 points better than whoever number 1 is by comparative scores.
That's right. Jamison, nice speed in the lane, and Antoine has shot his average now at 21. 74-47. In the ballgame now for Appalachian, senior center Clint Croston from Elkin, West Virginia.
One of those comparative scores that's applicable here today is that Appalachian lost at Charlottesville by 8, and the Cavaliers came to Chapel Hill here and lost by 8.
Nice drive by Ian Adams, who has 13. 74-49. That's the midway point of the second half.
With that substitution, the Mountaineers going zone.
Yep.
Watch for the alley-oop on the baseline.
Boston is watching Jameson inside there. Here is Williams to shoot over it. And yeah! Oh, boy. He called it too, Bucky.
Shimon had a good, almost hit the shot clock and came down through.
That's his 12th point, second three-pointer. North Carolina now 5 for 6 from beyond the arc. Ty Garner inside for Phillips. That's the 10th assist for Ed Cota, and Terrence Tyler towards the miss and puts it through. 77-51. Here's Shimon Williams. He says, all right, I'm hot again. Okalaja can't tip it free. Here's Tyler in the open floor. Tyler jacks up the quick shot. You might have seen Kareem Livingston sitting over there at the scoreboard. And there's the dunk by Vince Carter. Plus the foul. And the foul is on Tyler. Carter with 15.
The Tar Heel Express. Steve, they don't come at you that fast, but it's so controlled, and the interior passing just sensational. A lot of experience, a lot of talent, and of course when you got a big pad, it's a little bit easier, but they are smooth.
79-51, and Carter on for the three-point play. Matt Carjai is back in the game. And the rebound's knocked out of bounds by Appalachian. Vince Carter goes up and he says, I think I'll try one of the load seats. I want to see how you people see the game. Carter having some fun. Against the Appalachian zone with 8:52 left to go. Buzz Peterson's got him trapping. Cota. Inside, Jameson. Uses all the equipment.
Yeah, but by the time he catches it, you think, now I got a problem. It's over. You don't have a problem. Your challenge is to keep that from happening. He turns out those 20 points and 10 rebounds like an ATM turns out 10s and 20s.
Kareem Livingston with his 6th point of the game. It's 81-53. North Carolina comfortably. There's no reason for them to think that this wouldn't be a comfortable afternoon. Cota has his 12th assist on that last North Carolina basket. That ties his own career mark set earlier this year against Bethune-Cookman. And Vince Carter's homecoming. Here's Shimon Williams for 3 more. Inside, keeping it alive. Ed Cota. Ed Cota for 8. Ty Garner, that one was snatched in midair. Matt Carjai on the foul.
That was a skyjack.
Oh.
No prisoners taken. All passengers. Oh, my. Look at this. That thing was above the square. It was calling for a runway to come down.
But it was still on its way up. Carter climbed the ladder to snatch that one, but Jai on the foul.
You think about Vince Carter's gifts. A guy that can go above the square, do that, and obviously the jams around the hoop, but also stick the threes, and he's a terrific defender, Steve. I mean, one game he'll play Terrell McIntyre from Clemson. The next game it'll be a Matt Hartman. He's special. And, he's matured to this degree. He wasn't always.
He's been their leading defensive player in 9 of their 18 games thus far this season. Here's Jai in close, and he gets fouled.
Boy, just think about what happened over there in Durham earlier today. The Duke surviving a 1-point win. Great comeback by Clemson. Clemson had 2 cracks at the end. North Carolina could have been playing to retain that #1 spot today.
And you know, I was browsing the internet, and a couple of independent agencies have done some polling since the Maryland game, and there are a lot of people who still believe that North Carolina may still emerge as #1, especially with the close win that Duke had today. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that these Tar Heels have only played, this is their 7th game on this floor this season. They played a very tough schedule, and a lot of people respect that.
Yeah, they've been to the tough places. Been to Clemson, been to Florida State.
Timeout on the court with 7:37 left to play. The Tar Heels freezing comfortably by 30.
The coming of age of the adolescent grizzly bear, a strange rite of passage where they cry out for their most primal, urgent need.
Heaven help us if they ever learn the Macarena.
Pepsi, generation next.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn into gas stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we keep people moving with Pay at the Pump and our fast BP shops. P.S. We've sent your letter to engineering. Prepay cards from BP are now available and make great gifts.
Here's another look at our NationsBank ACC Salute to Excellence question. Who is the only ACC Player of the Year to lead the league in assists? Should have been an easy answer here. North Carolina's Phil Ford, ACC MVP in 1978, averaging 5.7 assists to lead the league. He's in it. Yes, he is. And he coached the JVs to a win this afternoon.
College Player of the Year and then Rookie of the Year in the NBA.
And highly mentioned for head coaching possibilities. He may be another one who leaves the nest and gets a head coaching job somewhere. Jamison off. Good ball move. Jamison with 25.
Out of the timeout. Bang, bang, bang. Coach Gut, as they call him. Peterson has some interesting comparisons. I asked him, how does he compare Smith and Guthridge? He said, well, both of them treat you like a son if you hustle. He said, but Gut was tougher off the court. He said, I always set my watch on Guthridge time. Because if you weren't on his time, that's when the bus left, and he'd leave you.
Cota up ahead for Maktar Jai. Cota now has a new career assist mark as Jai has his first field goal of the afternoon, 87-53. Tar Heels breezing on, but Appalachian fighting gamely on. As Kareem Livingston misses the shot. Both of these teams look ahead to conference schedules this week. This is North Carolina's last non-conference game. Same for Appalachian. Heavy scrap underneath, and Ty Garner comes away with it. Here comes Patterson. Patterson leaned his body into that one to score his first bucket of the second half.
Maktar Jai kind of looked at him, and you know, it's like, nah, you know. It was like, shall I take this kid out or nah?
No, we'll just stay with it. 31 of 37 baskets assisted on. It was 18 of 20 at halftime. Just kept on rolling for North Carolina. Good ball movement for the Tar Heels today. Patterson, to the jump shot. He's at 8 points. An entirely new Tar Heels squad will come in at the next stoppage of play. They're lined up at the scorer's table. Here's Ed Cota. Has a new career assist mark. Jamison looking inside. Nice pass in. Carter! Oh, goodness. 89-57. Bill Guthridge wants a 20-second timeout for the express purpose of emptying the floor. He says, all right, that's enough. And it's time to get some reserves in here now.
This one is called the Windmill Burial.
Wow.
Don Quixote, take that.
This is how the rim feels. 89-57. Tar Heels in the lead, and all new people on the floor as Ian Adams takes the shot. Brian Bursticker on the rebound. He's joined by Terry Newby, Michael Brooker, Brad Frederick, and Brendan Haywood.
Reserves played well when they came in the first half. But really worked quality minutes midway in the half. It wasn't a mop-up.
Well, it's an audition, Bucky. They know that Bill Guthridge wants to widen this lineup a little bit. They want to get that 7th and 8th spot. Brooker. And Brendan Haywood over the back of the foul.
Now, Haywood, and going into this game, Haywood and Jai were tied for block shots, leaders for the Tar Heels. And what's amazing about that is Haywood played like maybe 1/8 of the minutes of Jai, and he's going to be a tremendous center for the Heels.
What a day for Ed Cota. 14 assists. And Williams is nearing double-figure assists, but he won't get a chance to hit it, because I don't think we'll see Shavon Williams the rest of the day. 4:46 remaining in the second half here at Chapel Hill. And Tyson Patterson shot. Ordered there by Ian Adams. He came to the floor, and we've got a technical foul for an elbow thrown by Appalachian. And the foul is going to be charged, I believe, to... I think it is going to... Well, we'll wait. They're saying Marshall Phillips.
Buzz Peterson getting Marshall Phillips' side of the story.
Phillips was about to come out anyway. He comes to the sideline. As Cliff Croston tips back in, and Frederick will go for the technical foul shot at the other end. Phillips has had a pretty active day. Jameson has had a running battle there, so that confrontation's over. As Frederick misses the 2 technical foul shots. Buzz Peterson getting ready to take his team back into conference action. Georgia Southern, Western Carolina, and East Tennessee State all this week.
Yeah, he's had like 4 games in 7 days.
Here's Newby, former All-State quarterback. Hayward set up by Brooker. Hayward finishes nicely, and he got fouled to boot.
All you aspiring post players, take note. Hitting the offensive board, getting the rebound, not bringing it down, not putting it on the floor, keeping it high and going back up. Draws a crowd, gets the bump, stays after. Look at him keep it up there. And when you're 7 foot, you eliminate most of the people in the building who can contest you.
Hayward with a 3-point play has 6. And the Tar Heels lead comfortably, 92-57. Here is Boston for the 3. The big man drops it through. And that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he had plenty of room because Carolina didn't believe he'd shoot it.
8 3-pointers for Appalachian. Still hasn't been enough. Frederick to Newby. Terrence Newby to the baseline. They say he walked. North Carolina gives it up on the turnover. We've got a timeout on the court with 3:58 left to play here in the second half. And North Carolina cruising up by 32.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 16. Larry, our battery expert. Larry installs more Autocraft batteries in a day than most people do in a lifetime. No matter what you drive, Larry will make sure you get the right battery for your car.
92 a quart?
Yeah.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
See your Carolina Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
Welcome back to the Smith Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 92. Appalachian State, 60. Antoine Jameson with 25 points to lead the way. He's long gone from this game as Bill Guthridge now is holding auditions for 7th and 8th man on this team. Maybe 9th. Tyson Patterson down in the front court. Trying to drive by Newby.
Patterson's a tough kid. He's Buzz Peterson's first recruit there at Appalachian.
Ball stolen by Brooker. Newby, good job controlling the break. Throws ahead. He was looking for Burstick or Haywood. Max Owens will save this one and score. Max Owens with 4. He's a true freshman out of Macon, Georgia. Went to Mount Zion Academy over in Durham the last 2 years. Played alongside Tracy McGrady.
They're playing at home tonight, and HBO has got a crew down there doing a special on Mount Zion.
First sticker with a nice block off the shot attempt by Clint Croston. 3:06 left to play. Haywood feeding. First sticker couldn't make it go, but it looked pretty. And a travel call against Patterson.
Max Owen had a great pass. If they could have finished that, this crowd would have lost it. They automatically pull for the kids coming in at mop-up time. I know, I've been there.
On the bad end of it, huh?
Yeah, my coach was Everett Casey. He was kind of like Guthridge, you know. He wasn't real generous with those spare minutes when you're a reserve. So I know it's important to these kids when they get in to play well, look good. They've earned it.
Max Owens off to Newby. You look over there at the Tar Heel sideline, and Bill Guthridge is not in a relaxed pose here. He really wants to really see something here. 5-second closely guarded situation.
The coaches don't want it to get sloppy. They want to see that discipline. There it is. Somebody's out of here. Roy Williams' son coming in the game.
Scott Williams from Lawrence, Kansas. Getting set to check in, and he's going to come in, and Newby comes out. So Scott will run the point.
You know, one of the reasons that Buzz Peterson isn't always lumped into the other Dean Smith proteges that are coaching, like Roy and Vogler, is that he was not an assistant here. He was a player here, but he wasn't an assistant. Randy Wheel, all of those folks coached with Dean, and that seems to be the real inner circle.
Here's Owens. The pass to Brooker for the 3. And we've got an over-the-back foul called on Bursticker, who has his 4th. So Bursticker's going to use them all.
You mentioned going up to Chicago on Wednesday, the Hornets taking on the Bulls. Rusty LaRue will be back in action as a result of Steve Kerr's injury. And isn't that amazing? Well, here's a guy, Randolph Childers, who dominates the ACC tournament like no other player has in ACC history, with a lot of great players going through here. And he's playing in Turkey. Rusty LaRue is playing with the world champions with a chance maybe to get a ring in this next championship series.
Max Owens fouls Ty Garner from behind. And I know the Bulls, this is the second tour for Rusty LaRue with the Bulls. And they really like him.
Well, he played well the first time with Steve. And I believe that this is a season thing in it.
Oh, yeah, he's signed for the season now. You get past January 5th. You're
going to be Kerr's injury. I think he broke his shoulder.
Yeah, 7 weeks he's out. So he'll get plenty of time. Here's Ty Garner. He went through a stretch missing 24 consecutive three-point shots. And that spoiled a pretty good three-point reputation. 18 for 71 coming into this game, and he had 3 today. Michael Brooker comes out. And Brad Frederick is in. So first sticker, Frederick, Williams, Haywood, and Owens. The lineup that Bill Guthridge has on the floor right now. And Garner, senior out of Indianapolis, Indiana, has never missed a game at Appalachian. 99 straight games he's participated in.
The best outside shooter is going to hit the wall. Now's the time to do it. Not at tournament time.
Right. They have a competitive Southern Conference tournament that takes place in Greensboro. This is Terrence Tyler. There's the shot from the top, and it is good by Teron McFadden, a freshman out of Stratford, Connecticut. Teron McFadden, who played his high school ball at George Washington High School in Danville, Virginia. Here's the up and over for Brandon Hayward, and it is blocked, but a foul coming up. And the foul is going to be on McFadden. Minute 26 left to play. See the Tar Heel bench enjoying a breeze here today. Question is now, Bucky, in the next 86 seconds, can the Tar Heels get 6 points and hit the century mark?
I think so. If Haywood hits these free throws, they will not press. They will not embarrass Buzz Peterson with any attempt for the century mark. They wouldn't do it anyway, but especially to one of their own.
Next 5 games for the Tar Heels after today. It's at NC State next week on Wednesday. Then Saturday, Florida State here. And then the rematch with Clemson, which should be interesting. North Carolina won 2 weeks ago at Little John. But the Tigers were without a healthy Terrell McIntyre.
Boy, and he's all the difference in the world.
Made a big difference today at Duke, where Clemson came from 23 points down to lose by 1. And Josh Glover is able to knock the ball off Haywood and out of bounds.
We'll see Haywood become much stronger at going for that pass. He's been used to reaching over people at the high school level, and at this level, he's got to come harder toward the ball.
95-63, Tar Heels here in the final minute. Appalachian with it. McFadden's shot doesn't go. Tyler can't get the rebound, and Scott Williams, as a result, could not get it on the baseline. There's a resemblance, boy, doesn't he?
There he does.
And we're ready to inbound. 95-63, 54.6 seconds left. And the ball thrown out of bounds by Appalachian.
The shoes that Appalachian are wearing, courtesy of Michael Jordan. They call him Team Jordan. Only a few teams have them. St. John's, the Cincy Bearcats, North Carolina A&T, where Michael's brother Larry is coaching. And, of course, Appalachian, due to his relationship with Buzz Peterson.
Shot by Owens doesn't go. We've got some heavy action on the rebound. And a foul coming up. And it's going to be charged to Appalachian's Cliff Frosty. And that's the 10th team foul on the Mountaineers. And so Hayward is on for the mandatory 2. With 42.3 seconds left to go. Bill Guthridge, what's going through his mind? Who wins the competition? Hayward is problems. Yeah. He's maintained, as people have talked about the fact that the Tar Heels only play 6 guys. You only play 5 guys at a time. What are you worried about? Well, they're 6 very talented players. Hayward.
The guys on the team when Buzz Peterson was playing: James Worthy, Jimmy Black, Doherty, Sam Perkins, Michael Jordan. The coaches: Dean Smith, Guthridge, Roy Williams, Eddie Fogel. I tell you what.
That's quite a brain trust there.
Yeah, and some talent.
Yep. Boston out to the wing. The shot doesn't go by Kent Phillips. And here's the final 20 seconds of play. Shot clock gone. Max Owens. Williams from the corner. They want him to take it in. And Josh Glover gets the rebound. Williams a favorite. If he scores, this place will fall out. 96-63, 2 seconds to play. The game's final shot attempt goes astray. And North Carolina easily claims the win. 96-63. Buzz Peterson meets Bill Guthridge at midcourt. They exchange pleasantries. Bill Ford gets in on the congratulatory message. And the Tar Heels preserve the home court. 18-1 overall on the season and finish off the week on the positive note. 96-83, North Carolina leading and winning over Appalachian State.
Here's the thing about that. Sometimes it's hard to know when it stops working for you and when you start working for it. Well, I found a way to make sure that doesn't happen. NationsBank showed me how to take my credit cards, car loans, and using the equity in my home, combine them all into one loan with a lower interest rate. Smart, huh? I make one payment a month, and it's less than I was paying before. And that definitely works for me.
Hiya, son.
Hi, Dad.
I'm off to work now.
Okay, Dad.
With complete 24-hour service, Geico Auto Insurance starts working on your claim immediately.
Be careful with her.
We'll get you back in your car quickly. so you won't have to rely on alternate transportation. Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
ACC fans have always been big on Food Lion's extra low prices and fresh quality produce.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Not to mention our easy in and out store layouts.
Clean up on aisle 6 and 7.
Designed to let you do your grocery shopping and get on with the rest of your life. Boy, tournament time is going to be wild around here.
Food Lion, extra low prices and more.
My mother taught me to be a real perfectionist, but around the house, I'm pretty relaxed. I think you should have beauty and comfort. So I looked in the real yellow pages from BellSouth for a real comfy sofa and a real cozy rug. If it's called a living room, it should be lived in. No, don't sit on that.
Sorry.
No grape juice in here.
Sorry.
Like I said, relax.
Use the real yellow pages from BellSouth.
ACC basketball was brought to you by Budweiser, by Advance Auto Parts, by Food Lion, by Pepsi, by Nationwide Insurance, and by NationsBank.
The Tar Heels win it easily, 96-63 here at the Smith Center. It was a 16-point North Carolina lead at halftime, but then a 12-0 run by the Tar Heels to start the second half pretty much took us in the direction we thought we'd go in with this game, with the Tar Heels winning comfortably over their in-state rivals from Appalachian State in Boone. And their head man, Buzz Peterson, who used to play here in Chapel Hill for 4 great years, is standing by with our Bucky Waters.
Thank you, Steve. Well, Buzz, what kind of a homecoming was it for you?
It was great to be back. It was exciting, especially not for me, but for our young men. Give them a chance to play against one of the top programs in the country like North Carolina, and to play against players like Antoine Jameson and Vince Carter. This is something our kids will talk about for a long time. They can tell their kids one day.
Well, they started out looking up at the banners. Maybe they were looking for your number, but they got off to a bad start, but they came back. What did you do to turn them around and get back in the game?
We've been like that all year. These kids don't give up. I just tell them, you just keep fighting, you keep being a competitor, you never give up. And they've done that all year. They did that for me last year. That's the only thing I expect them. Just give me 110%, and good things will happen to you, and that's what they do.
You got 2 conference games coming up next week, but I don't think the fans want to hear about that. Tell me one Michael Jordan story as a roommate.
Oh, you probably told him one about the shoes.
I didn't. I didn't have time.
Well, I've never bought a pair of dress shoes since about 1985. And every time I go to Chicago to see him for the playoffs, I expect 2 pairs of dress shoes because he used to wear mine, and his foot was so wide. And I'd go home, I'd buy me 2 pair, and I'd come back, and his foot was so wide, my feet would just slide in my shoe. I had to put on about 2 or 3 pair of athletic socks over my dress socks. So I'm getting him back now. I'm getting some of his dress shoes from him.
You're wearing Michael's team shoes, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we wear the Team Jordan shoe. It's, just Michael's really been very, very good to me. I've been at Appalachian State, and this is something he can pay us back this way and letting our kids wear the Team Jordans.
Well, it wasn't a win for you, but I think a good experience, and you move on. Southern Conference play is getting tougher, and you're a contender. Buzz, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much, Bucky.
Steve?
Thank you, Bucky. And sitting next to me is a sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, who had an outstanding game here today. Matter of fact, set himself a new career high with 14 assists. Ed Cota. Ed, it's always great when your team can get out there and make assists. You had 40 baskets, 32 of them assisted today, and it was a big day for you.
Well, we just came out, try to bounce back from the Maryland loss, and just try to play team basketball, try to improve, and just keep getting the shots that we want.
When you looked at the Maryland game, how much did it linger in your mind after the loss?
Oh, after the loss, it's stuck in the back of my mind, but it's something I got to get over, just learn from the experience, and like I said, just try to bounce back.
When you look at the teammates that you have to complement what your style is, how difficult is it for you to make a decision as far as keeping everybody happy on the floor? That's your big job.
Well, I try my best to get everybody involved, and I just go to whoever's hot, whoever gets open, whoever moves around without the ball. And if I see him, I'll give it to him.
What about this team defensively now? As you look at the rest of the ACC season, you're a team that you don't play many guys. You got 6 guys who get the bulk of the minutes, and you got to play some tough defense from time to time. What about this team's defensive framework?
Oh, we play good defense, but there's times where we have a couple of letdowns during the game. We don't play 40 minutes of good defense. I think we have like a good 10 minutes of letdown on defense, and that kind of hurt us in the last couple of games we had. And luckily we pulled some of the games off, but it caught up to us in the Maryland game, and that's something we just got to work on and just try to improve down the stretch.
Well, you were stirring the drink out there offensively today. 14 assists. Congratulations on a great day. And